exciting part about AF1 football. Scoring can start as soon as this. We'll see if Henry Nell can put a deuce in it, lead off the game.
Nell shoots it through, and he does. Henry Nell, who had 18 deuces in the regular season, didn't have any last week in the semifinal against Salina. But as you said, guys, he gets the scoring going here on the game's first play. Castronova 3 years ago for the Albany organization ran for a league-leading 15 touchdowns, and that's a drop kick extra point, good for 2 points from Henry Nell. So Albany scores right back. They have the lead here midway through the first quarter. Albany 10, Nashville 7. Traditional extra point set up here with Castronova holding for Nell, with Albany up by 6. And the kick is up and good from Henry Nell.
Oh, there it is. That's a good way to get started. I hope that Gaz isn't listening somewhere, because if you heard his voice start this edition of Flock University, there has to be cleanup in aisle 7.
He's definitely going to be talking. So.
We are live at the Across the Street Pub, home of some of the greatest food you're going to find in the Capital Region. What up, Flock? How you doing? I am joined by the head coach, the general manager, and we both wore black in a dark corner, so this is going to be an interesting show for you trying to watch on YouTube. It is Coach Damon Ware, everyone. I wore it because it's slimming. Coach,
you're looking good.
Oh, thanks, sir. I'm working on it. I'm doing what I can. Yeah, Father Flocker right away. God should ask for residuals. No, don't put that. Don't put money. He's the cheapest dude I know. We're starting right away with your boss chiming in. Nani Ware. Hello, guys. So, and then, of course, everybody runs right to the hello, Nani. They love Nani. So,
built up our own fan base. Pretty cool.
All right. Well, it's been a minute since we've talked. I think there's a lot that is going on in the world of the Firebirds, the AF1, and everything else. And of course, it's a great chance to get out, break bread with our friends here in the flock. And the snow decided to give us a couple minutes to get out and hang out.
Yeah, I'm really tired of the cold. Last year was pretty mild. This year has been pretty brutal. So I'm ready for the springtime.
Well, and that's the beauty of being an indoor sport. Like, you know, we got air conditioning, heat, everything. We got whatever we need. So, all right. Well, Coach, let's start talking. I do like that we started with Henry Nell, and we saw Sam Castronova and all that, and I think you kind of bamboozled me. I think you buried the lead. You put a lot of the band back together when I wasn't paying attention, which is pretty much all the time. But
no, like we said, we want to be known for getting players life-changing opportunities, getting them out of the league. But the guys that work hard, that buy into the culture, that are true Firebirds, obviously we want those kids to stick around, to continue development, to be a part of this thing as long as they need to get to where they want to be. So we do have a lot of the band back together. I mean, it's usually we don't bring this many players back from one year to the other. But I think we're at either 14, 15 players from last year's team. So a team that went undefeated, a team that was very well put together, a team that worked very hard, had a very good culture. To get that many players back is a special thing, and we're ready for 2026 season, which really we start in about a month, which is scary to think that soon we're going to start again. So.
Well, Coach, I mean, you brought last year. I think it's the first arena team I've ever seen where 19 that started the season finished the season on the active, 25-man roster. It's usually 24, 25 if you have an international player like Henry Nell. Bringing back it was perfection. It was an undefeated team. Like at league meetings, everybody wants to be the one that puts that notch in the L column for the Firebirds. Is it difficult to think about adding new guys when you've got something that good, or is it just one of those I know the way your brain works, it's build the right guys, build the right culture, build the right team, move forward. But when you had a perfect team, how hard is it to go and add or subtract from that roster?
I mean, my years are filled with changing and moving parts. So For the Firebirds, usually, like I said, we bring back 7, 8 guys from the previous year's team, so this was no surprise that there'll be some moving parts. But to bring back as many as we are, I mean, that's double our normal number. So to bring that many again, it starts with a good base. It starts with a good culture. Starts with guys that understand the system. That bode well, obviously going into 2026. So, but there's always the new guys you got to keep bringing in. There's other positions. There's ways to upgrade. There's getting younger. There's all these things that you have to contend with on a year-to-year basis. And so we've really brought in some really, really good young kids. And so I'm super excited about the new ones coming in. We've got to teach them our culture. We got to teach them how hard that we work here. But ultimately, again, it's we really feel that the culture that we've set here is conducive for success. So whoever comes in the door, we expect the same things out of.
It's I don't know if this is a compliment or an insult at this point in the world, but I watch what's going on with Bill Belichick at North Carolina and how hard it is for him to find a quarterback and how you have a Rolodex. And I keep thinking to myself, I'm like, how can you be the greatest NFL coach of all time and you can't find a quarterback when Coach Ware can walk out of across the street pub and find 4? Do you ever see a guy like that and wonder why he doesn't have a better Rolodex?
Like I said, I don't really speak on what other people do. All I can talk about is what we do here. It's really my job to recruit year round. I never stop recruiting. I never stop accepting films. I never stop networking. So that's something that you've really got to do. Doing it at a college level, obviously there's a lot more players, me being over at HVCC, there's so many moving parts, and it's tough to keep getting to these kids and finding kids and giving them motivation to get to these schools. It's tough. The culture of football is a lot different. NIL changed it. The transfer rules, all the things that are in place make it really, really difficult. Will this law, stay in place where these guys can their clock not start when they're at JUCO? There's so many things that are going on at that level. It's tough, and so I understand for Bill Belichick, he doesn't have the kind of control at North Carolina that he does, that he did obviously in New England. So it's hard to say what's working or not working for him, but he did a phenomenal job in New England, and I'll give him respect for that. But right now, it's a month away from my training camp, and all I really care about is the Firebirds.
Well, that's not a fun answer. I was hoping for a little, I was hoping for a little sauciness right there, if we're being honest. We are live at the Across the Street pub, and we're having a blast already. The flock is here. As you mentioned, Coach, we are getting very, very close to camp. I mean, camp is less than a month away now. The players will be in town a month from today.
Yeah, it always seems so far. And then all of a sudden it starts to be in panic mode, and we're a month out, and it's just, there's still a lot to be done, a lot to prepare for. But just super excited. Like I said, talk about it in our coaches meetings is just the feeling of going undefeated and just not having to feel that agony of defeat is something really special. And, for us, I want to feel that again. I want to go through another season. And so our motivation this year is really to see what we can do to stay away from losing a ball game. We want to be great at home in front of our fans. And, but it's going to be a lot more competitive. And that's one thing that nobody wants to see us win it again. Nobody wants to see us go undefeated. And so when you're on top of the mountain, it's only, there's only chances to go downhill from there. And so to stay on top, it really takes a great deal of grit and effort and work. And, but we're, I'm challenging our coaches, just so much, because everybody's going to be gunning for us. So I'm ready for the challenge. Our coaches are ready for the challenge, and we get ready to start here in a month.
All right. So have you ever been on the other side of this? Like, because I'm wondering what's more pressure filled, being the team that had a perfect undefeated championship season and trying not to get that first loss, or being the team that's trying to take down the giant. Like, have you ever been the team that has to take out the giant?
I mean, every team really goes through that. Right now, we're at the top of the mountain, so it makes sense to not feel that way. But normally, on every year, you're really trying to take out the giants. And so there's a lot in football. If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, and that really happens at every level. So high school level, college level, you're really battling so many different forces to get to the top. We're on top right now, and it feels really good. But as I said, there's so much work to stay on top. No, we're not going to get any favors. I'm sure the refs don't want to see us go undefeated. No team in this league wants to see us go undefeated. It's just one of those things. Other than the flock is the only one that wants us to go undefeated again. And you know what? It's our job to just get after it again, to put the right pieces in place, to put the hours in, and ultimately try to run it back. And I'm super excited. I really feel this team is better at this point. It's better right now than it was going into last season's camp, and so I'm super excited to see what these kids can do. But there's a great deal of effort to get to that point. There's got to be a little luck. You got to stay healthy. There's so many factors that play into it, but we're ready for the challenge. And anybody that wants to take the crown, they're going to have to bring it.
All right, so Coach, let's talk about the new players. I know there's the locals. We all get attached, and you're not allowed.
Wade. Oh, did I say that? I was thinking, never mind. Yeah.
The Lisas are just off camera, and she literally has a support teddy bear with Wade on the back. Like,
yep.
I mean, listen, and I know I speak for every member of Albany football fandom that we appreciate everything Markel Wade did here. Every kick return, every catch, every touchdown. Love that guy. He wrote it on his personal page, and I know Jay Rich, our old one of our old players and friends, was like, "Hey, it's on his personal page. Don't share it, but I think it needs to be shared." He got an opportunity to play at home in front of his family every game, so that's why. So as much as we love him, you got to respect that. You got to understand, like Coach, we're your family. You moved here with your family, so you get to coach in front of your family. But like if Nani and 88K weren't here, you would miss home more too.
Absolutely.
So we're sorry that he's not here, but we hope that you'll find someone else that you can stalk and get a restraining order from.
No, that, like I said, this is the tough parts about this business is, I don't know how many people know, Markel and I went all the way back to 2018, and we've done phenomenal things together in the course of that time. So, these are the kinds of things that are going to happen. There's going to be change. When he called me and told me some of his personal life and things that were changing, it just is what it is. And so I wished him the best. Wrote something on his post and just, again, we've been through a lot, in 8 years together. So, it's just one of those things, but change is always going to happen. We've got to be ready for the next man up. I wish him the absolute best. He's at home. He's in Jacksonville. He's around his family, and that's what's most important. And so I'm super excited. I will always watch a few of his games as well. So, I hope he makes the football team down there in Jacksonville, and I'll definitely watch a couple of games and see how he does down there.
Very cool. All right. So who's joining the team? Since last time we spoke, I know you brought in some more. Is the camp roster set?
Just about. Couple little wrinkles that we'll switch around this week, but we'll start with quarterback. Obviously, bringing back Sam, it creates some things. Obviously, when we brought Fred Creighton here, it was under the pretense he'd be able to compete for a job. It's tough to be in those situations, and I let him go spread his rings and released him and let him go find a place where he can compete for the job. But I definitely wanted 3 quarterbacks this year. I wanted a real competition. I wanted a lot, just some new blood in the fire. And so we brought in Josh Kolka, and that name obviously sounds interesting because Tyler Kolka is the starting quarterback of Nashville. Like I said, I was in the process of recruiting Tyler several years ago. He had decided to go to Japan, and then when he came back, he ended up on Nashville. And it's always a good story. When we saw each other, it was like, wow, it's football, such a small world. And so his brother playing at St. Francis just came off a wonderful career. He was at 2 bowl games where, one of those games he was the MVP. One, he was very highly touted. But those are the kind of kids that want to come here. We'll help those kids develop. We'll put them in good situations, and even if they don't start, that's one thing about me. And I tell our number 2 quarterbacks, I'm going to get you in the game as much as I can. That's the one thing Sam and I have a very good rapport about is we go up big. It's at that point it's not about him. It's about the team. And so Last year, seeing Rob throw 15 touchdowns just shows you that we're not, against putting our backups in the game and giving them plenty of playing time to get better. So Josh will come in and compete. Another very good quarterback. He's big, he's strong, he's accurate, he's athletic. So all those things, and it'll be fun to watch him compete with Sam, with Rob, and again, it's just another important piece to bring into camp.
Yeah. So all right. What is so the quarterback room as of right now? Some guy named Castronova. I think his name is Sam or something. I Supernova. He wants to be the Italian stallion. It's never going to happen. Never. It's Supernova.
I don't know how I'd even say that. I could never say that.
The people who have his number here, he's in their phone as Supernova. So he's lost that battle. Josh Kolka, but Rob McCoy's coming back.
Absolutely.
Okay, so 3 in camp, you usually carry 2 during the season, correct? So is this a situation where McCoy and Kulk will be battling for the backup role, and whoever doesn't win that will be probably the starter on one of the other teams in the league?
I don't even like to say it that way. The quarterback job it's a year-by-year basis. So the job is open. I can't just sit here and be like, Sam, it's your job. And, he could come in 40 pounds overweight and tired and not want to put in the work, and that would be something. Obviously he's getting, he's coming off getting ready for the UFL and being in great shape. And I'm, but just in general, as a coach, I'm never going to be like, the job is not there for the taking. All 3 of those guys will compete for the starting spot. The best 2 will stay. The third one, I'm sure, will get to go someplace else and play.
All right, so that's the quarterback room. What else? I mean, obviously the wide receiver room has changed drastically by not changing all that much.
Yeah, like I said, brought back Isaiah Scott, just to bring back a lot of the pieces that we had last year is huge. But our receiving room is just so special. Obviously, there was some things that happened of possible changing leagues and things with Alfonso Taylor. We pulled him off the suspension list. Alfonso and his agent had called me, and we made sure everything was in place for him to be here. Our receiver room is just, I don't know just how much people know about our receiver room, but it is just the best set of kids that I've ever had. It's, last year I thought we had a great set of kids. This year it's even better. The competition is going to be huge. Bringing back DB3 is phenomenal. Guy coming off the offensive MVP, he's back. Bringing back DT, the leader of our room. Isaiah Scott, another guy, a guy that, MVP'd, the championship game. Obviously with Wade leaving, that opens up the door for that 4th spot. We've got kids, Tyrese Chambers, from Maryland. I think he is a phenomenal kid. I think he's the younger version of a Wade. He's a guy that can return the ball. He's got max level speed. He's got great catching ability. So there's him. We got Donovan Ali out of Washington State.
Did you write that name down, Lisa? That could be the trying to help.
We've got, Donovan Ali that played at Colorado State and Washington State. Just another phenomenal kid. He's a very big kid. Again, we're looking for that big target. We've missed that, again, the last couple of years having that 6'5", 6'6" target. So obviously Donovan will come in. And then Alfonso Taylor, who's, he was a starter at Arizona State as a defensive back. He had a phenomenal rookie season in the other league at receiver. We're going to bring him in and obviously give an opportunity to play both. But all these kids, all these kids are D1 kids. They're either D1 kids or they're kids that have already put up huge numbers in our system. So when you think about our receiving room, it's just it's absolutely ridiculous. And like I said, we joke about it as, they talk about Ohio State being, DBU. I mean, really, this is where you come to be a receiver. And we're just real excited about just all the kids that have come through the door, the receiving room itself. And you guys will get a real glimpse of just what happens in training camp. We're doing a Hard Knocks type of edition in training camp. So there's going to be some really cool stuff that comes out over the course of training camp. But that wide receiver room is going to be real special.
Well, our guy Sean Johnson, who's part of the scouting staff, he's mentioned this at least twice in the chat so far. Our trenches are going to be special. So clearly he would like you to talk about the O and D lines.
Yeah. So again, our offensive line room, another room that's very, very special. Bringing back obviously Colby Bird, who was our starting center last year. He was first team all league. Very, very special. Bringing back Brandon Nicholson, who was a starter for us most of the season.
Touchdown machine.
And again, that was the big surprise. He's a very good tight end, catches the ball with very soft hands, which again is a huge advantage, obviously. And
can his nickname be Thick Six?
I kind of like that. You should,
Thick Six.
hopefully he's watching this. That might be a good one for him.
You're a large human, so if you say no, I will change your nickname. But right now, it's Thick Six.
Bringing back Josh Zacher, obviously a kid I love. He's a kid that's coaching, high school ball. Him and Gooch are actually at a coaching clinic together in New Jersey right now. So those kids just growing as coaches. Love to see, especially when guys can be places. So again, those guys that we brought back. Our newest guy is Justin Redd. He's a kid that played at Norfolk State, was an all-conference player, then transferred to East Carolina. He's huge, 6'6", 330 kid, just a phenomenal kid. He's very, very professional. Again, I'm just super excited to get him here in camp. He's our newest addition. We've got, Kevin Toot, another center.
Great
obviously,
name.
he played, in the other league as a starting center for their champion. He's a kid from Saratoga. Super excited to get him here. Obviously, get more people from Saratoga to come down to games. I mean, I love that all the way around. And then Alex Westcott, he is Buffalo State's best lineman they've had in a long time. He's a very tenacity type kid, very ferocious young man. He's when we played HBCC when we were at Erie, he came out to a game, so I got to meet him in person. So just real good. All of those guys can play the game of football, and so we'll have another huge competition, obviously at offensive line.
It looks like the coaching staff is on board with Thick Six. I see Gabe Young, I see Sean Johnson all talking about it. So it's
Big Six is pretty funny.
it means you're
I like
scoring.
it,
It means you're scoring, right? I mean, that's better than Butterfingers.
True. And then our last new addition was bringing in Kai West, young man out of Minnesota State, Mankato, defensive back, just really, really good kid. It just, one of the kids I found late, and I had to let somebody go for him, and that's how much I think of this young man. I let go of a DB just to bring him in. He's a 6'1" kid. He's phenomenal. He's athletic. He's got range. He's ferocious with his hands. He can tackle well. He can get off blocks. He just does the things that I really want our defensive back to be known for. We want to be very physical this year. So again, I really want to bring in a physical DB. So we're super excited to get him, and he'll be here as well. So super excited. We're almost done with the roster. We're going to make a couple more changes. That's always the hard part is I've just got to get to the roster that I feel most comfortable, obviously winning a championship. We're going to bring in 35 starters. I mean, it's none of the kids that we bring in are kids I don't think can start. It's not like we bring in, hey, this is our number one guy, this is our number two. We don't do that. It's really 35 starters compete for 25 jobs, and I think we've got some excellent things. Couple new guys that I'll announce coming out this week. Couple changes that I'm going to make to the roster, but super excited. We're a month away, and couldn't be more proud of this football team that's going to come here this year. Really good character kids, really good kids, and I honestly think that this team's going to be better than last year's team.
I mean, it was only undefeated championship team. It's low bar that you're setting for yourself there, Coach. We're live at the Across the Street pub. I see one of the guys I go back and forth with online sometimes. Leon Levack, get some wings, bro. You ain't gotta tell me.
We're on it. We're on it. Don't worry.
Trust me, I am ready for the wings. That is 100%. It is going to happen. All right, so Coach, we know we're getting to know who's going to be here. We're getting to know a lot of things. What are they wearing? When are we going to get to see these jerseys? Because I'll be honest with you, like the old jerseys. Gina Corda is bringing over the real boss. The real boss is bringing over some wings for me. Sam, look
I
up.
love it.
Oh, now there's more. Well, all right. Listen, Leon speaks and things happen. Wings are coming out in force. I am excited.
Awesome.
I got to be a part of the jersey design a year ago. I haven't even seen them yet. So when do we get to see them?
So we threw out a little teaser. I think everybody kind of saw a little bit of the teaser. Under Armour did a wonderful job. They are really, really well-made jerseys, and they're here. I mean, we didn't have to wait for them. Not making a shot at anybody from the past, kind of. but
they won't get it for a while.
But we got them very quickly, and they are really, really good jerseys. So had to make some changes. Like I said, there were some different color schemes and things that we couldn't do. So, but the jerseys are wonderful. So there'll be 3 that we'll reveal. I know we put a little teaser out of the gray ones. They're a little different. Like I said, our helmet stickers will be different this year. So we got those in as well. All that stuff is in. We will dress up some helmets and things and do a real jersey reveal soon, maybe even on the next Flock U that happens at Rivers. That could be a possible spot. But yes, we really want to show the jerseys a little bit of difference. Every year you want them a little different. And it's just, I love being able to look at a film and be like, oh, that's 24. Oh, that's 25. So they're very different in that regard. I'm super happy. But Under Armour did a great job. They made them. They're very, very good quality, and they're rated to go for a couple years. We've usually go through a jersey a season. These probably can make it a couple years, and I think that's incredible. So.
All right. I mean, I'm excited to see them as well. Did you get some extra fat guy ones so I can get ready?
We will certainly get you some.
It's amazing. I hurt myself in September, and I was like, I realized I could never ever do this again. My brain is already like, just one carry, just one.
Going for the choo-choo again.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah. You want, I could be thicker 6. Yeah. Actually, I would just be fat 6. It would just be a whole nother. This is a different level of how things come together. All right, so Coach, as we know, again, we're live here at the Across the Street Pub. The NFL scouting combine is a week away, which means the draft is 2 months away, and all these things. Can you see, like, as you watch the growth of the AF1, you were here for the inaugural season, you're now involved in all the coaching meetings, all this stuff. Could you see a scenario where we were able to do our own national combine and AF1 would resort to some kind of draft?
1,000%. I think it'd be a great thing. Obviously, steps to get there, but drafts are exciting, especially when you've got a really good pool of players. And, that's one thing I keep preaching to people that just don't seem to understand is, you've got the NFL, very few people and players are going to be a part of that. You've got 2 smaller leagues in the CFL and UFL, and then us. We are in all the pools that all of the top level leagues are in, besides the NFL that gets the top level guys. We are in the same pools as the CFL, the UFL. Obviously they come and get guys from our roster. So if you think of the type of players, this year we've got 18 Division I guys on our team. It's just insane. We've got kids from Auburn, kids from Ole Miss. We've got kids from Wake Forest. We got kids from Maryland. We got kids from really, really good schools. And so, at some point I do see, when we get all of this talent pool together, I know that we had partnered with National Scouting Combine. They did a great job this year doing a combine for the AF1. But I think that at some point, yes, a draft would be super fun. Like I said, maybe not as long as the NFL draft, but, get 2, 3, 4 rounds and really let those big time players that we have access to really get that opportunity to shine and be on a stage and let them go to a team and be a part of something special. So I definitely could see that sometime in the future.
I mean, that's exciting in its own right. But so a guy like you who, I joked about your Rolodex earlier. Like I've seen, I get to see a lot of the incoming form emails, the amount of players, and some that I recognize their name from a good college career, maybe a good, pro career that want to play for Coach Ware. Does a draft hinder you at all, do you think?
No, it's like I said, it's only going to be a couple, rounds, if anything, but that's a way to spread some talent around the league. And at some point you've got to address everybody. And so for me, that's the funny part about me. I hate doing it, but I know it's the right thing to do. Is when I know I'm going to cut my players, I'm going to find a place for them to play. Usually you don't leave here without another place to go immediately. And so for me, that's the fun part is I know I've got 35 starters. So 10 kids get cut. I want those kids to stay in our league. Right. I don't want them to go to another league. I don't want them to go overseas. I don't want them to go anywhere but be in our league because they're worthy of being here. And so, that's the whole thing. So at the end of the day, we want all of our teams to be good. We want somewhat parity to a certain degree. But at the end of the day, it's got to be about all of us. And so anything I can do to help other teams, if it's get the guys that I've recruited, I mean, I want to do that for our league because that just makes every game that much harder and that much better players around the league.
All right, checking in, our guy Ben Nelson, who's usually running around Benny Ice, he's on vacation with the family. His dad just checked in from Tupper Lake, and he actually mentioned he thinks it's time for a Henny, a seltzer, one of our new sponsors. So a little love for Henny, huh?
Henny's just awesome. Tim Nichols is their founder. Actually met him through Gabe Young, one of our coaches, and
everyone knows Gabe Young.
He is like a mini mayor. I go anywhere with him, and at least 50 people say hello to him. So I think it's great, and Gabe does a great job for us. But he had introduced me either last year or 2024, and I know they're big in the sports scene. They've been a sponsor for a lot of people. Talking to Tim, just great. Wants to be part of something great. Loves the relationship sides of sports, all the things that I love about sports as well. And so we were able to come together, and they are going to be on every game ball and every fan ball that we have, and I couldn't be more proud. So it's a little indifferent seltzer. They've got some bourbon, they've got some other things. It's a very healthy type of seltzer. They use a kind of a different mechanism of making it that's a little healthier. So all the things that you'd want from a adult beverage, I would say they are, and they're big about sports. So I'm super happy to have Henny Hard Seltzer as one of our sponsors. They'll be on all the balls. So anybody that's able to get a ball, obviously you'll see their logo. Super happy with them, and hopefully that'll be a long-term relationship.
Very cool. I see Special Delivery Mike is here, and he said, if you have another undefeated season, would you consider coaching my Raiders?
Why
are you trying to poach Coach out of here?
I think I said this on the last show. I'm 1,000% happy being here, but if you offer me over $1 million, I'm going to shake everybody's hand and I'm out. So I will, but it has to be over $1 million. So I think everybody, I think even our owners would understand if it's the contract's got 7 figures. I'm gonna shake everybody's hand and I'm out of here. So.
I love that Mike Kornicki's putting his hands up in the air like he wouldn't do the same thing. Right. Mike's like $50 and some bus fare, and I'm out of here. I'm done with Levack's crap. It's over. I've been dealing with this since kindergarten. All right. So actually, the Raiders, since we brought that up, and you're a personnel guy. Obviously, you're an offensive mind, but you're a personnel guy. You're a player's coach.
I'm a football guy.
You're a football.
I started as a D coordinator. I don't know how many people know that, but my first professional job was as a defensive coordinator. So I said I do both.
Where was that? I didn't know that.
Go back through here, but yes, I started on the defense, both at the high school level early in my career and the pro level. I was a defensive coordinator. Those were my first big time jobs. So I know both.
But you were a running back.
But I'm an offensive guy.
Yeah,
I'm offensive through and through.
Yeah.
My mentor wanted me to do defense because he knew the challenges of making myself a defensive coach. I'd be a better offensive coach. And I said, rest in peace, Coach John Pounders, who was one of my original mentors.
Great football name.
I loved what he did with me early. It said, again, I'm still coaching. There's so many people that came in those years that aren't coached anymore. I'm still coaching, and a lot of it has to do with him. He taught me a great deal of just how to be in a program, how to be a professional, just a lot of stuff. But that was the thing, is he was, literally when he told me like, oh, you're going to the defense side, I was scared. I was like, I don't know defense. What am I? Wow, what? Huh? And what I did was again, I had a friend at LSU. I flew to LSU. I flew to Oklahoma, Nebraska. Here, every place I knew somebody, and I learned defense. And so that's really how I started my career. And like I said, I had 28 interceptions, 9 return for touchdowns, which is still a state record in a running conference. And I did that myself on defense, being an offensive guy. So I'll never forget those days, because that's really what told me, I know I could coach any position, because if you want to do something bad enough, you'll figure it out. And so I literally learned defense on the fly. And like I said, we had a phenomenal season. It was an undefeated season. And I was able to do big things on defense, and I was not a defensive guy. So I'll never forget that.
All right. Okay.
Thank you, John. Like I said, speaking to you from upstairs, but thank you for doing that. And it was just things like that I got exposed to early in my career, which is really why I'm still coaching. I mean,
that's awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I knew, because again, your player position was running back.
Absolutely. That offense got my whole life. So I never, defense was something threw over. Hey, go in there and play a couple little safe. That was the extent of my defensive knowledge, was a little bit of time on defense. I never would have thought I would coach it, and I did. And like I said, that's part of my story that just, it means so much to me, is that really set me up to really understand offense and be able to understand how defenses attack you and how I can beat that. And that's, like I said, I have some coaching meeting and I show them, I try to teach our defensive staff, this is what I'm thinking of when I'm looking at your defense. So you get it.
Yeah.
I want you to understand how I'm attacking you so you can think, how would I stop that? And so it's sharing of information, all those things. It's a part of that. I won't make Coach Cisse an offensive coordinator, but I will I will sit in the room and teach him a lot on offense. And we've been having a great time of just, again, sharing knowledge. You can't gatekeep knowledge. That's one thing about coaching, is if you want your staff to be successful, you can't gatekeep. So I've got to give them everything I've got. I need to learn stuff from them. That's the business. And I just, like I said, I love what we do. We meet every Sunday for a couple hours, and we have a ball. Like I said, I leave there every day with a smile on my face. I absolutely love this game. I love just the process of what it takes to get ready for football every. I just love it. I would not do anything else with my life. I literally, when football's over, it's a wrap. I'm going to do something very simple and go to the pasture, but I don't want to do anything else with my life. I really don't.
I don't know if you've realized this yet, but once Mike Korda gets a hold of you, you work for him forever. So
it's true.
As long as he's running football teams.
I thought I was a Texan. I told him the other day, I said, I'm now a New Yorker, and it's because of you. So.
Yeah. A lot of people go, what do you do at Belfour Property Restoration? What Mike wants. What do you do for the Firebirds? What Mike wants.
Right.
What do you do at iHeart? Still what Mike wants, and and he's not even the boss over there.
So he got us all. So we're here.
When you see a story like what's going on with my terrible Raiders and Max Crosby, where it's like, you get this many draft picks and you could draft somebody, and like, do you, as a player personnel guy, as a guy who understands talent, do you just like, I'd say pull your hair out, but that happened years ago. You're hoping to draft a Max Crosby. Why would you let him leave?
Now, when you have a really good player, you've got to keep those players as long as you can. I think Max is a phenomenal guy. I think what's bigger than just being a player is he's a true Raider. And now that's
take that, Mike.
Now that's obviously if the Raiders are going to keep the culture that they've got, and it'd be that rough and tough team to do all those things. He's exactly what you want him to be. Now, trading a guy for draft picks. Here's the problem, is the Raiders are in the draft every single year. How much better have they gotten in the draft over the last, let's just say 5 years? Last 5 years, how much better have they gotten in the draft? Not a lot. So now if you
they need to draft coaches.
that too. But so at the end of the day it's a gamble. So if I give away a really good football player, and I don't get really good people in return, I just set myself back another year or two. And so I think Max is a phenomenal player. I think you keep him. I think you go for, the prototypical number one quarterback this year as the first pick in the draft, because I know everybody, trade more. You need more pieces. It's like, you've got two really good tight ends. You've got a great running back. You've got a decent offensive line. You put a quarterback in there and build a little bit on the defense. You get another pass rusher. At the end of the day, you could at least be respectable. I don't know how everybody else feels when they watch football, but I honestly, and no offense to people that are Jets fans, but when I watch the Raiders and I watch the Jets, I'm disappointed that that's the NFL, that's the best product in the world. And I just feel that everyone should be trying to do the best job they can. So anybody that's tanking or anybody that's just getting rid of players just to be bad so they can draft another, I just think that shouldn't happen at the NFL level. That can happen at other levels, but in the NFL, I just think you're supposed to be trying to do the best job you can because it's the pinnacle of the sport. So for me, keep your players, build upon in the draft. You've got to get the right coaches. You've got to build the right culture. And ultimately, like I said, I hope at some point that the Raiders come back, because NFL is just a better place when the Raiders are good. And so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I hope. I can only hope. All right, time for questions from the flock. I saw Father Flocker asked about streaming partner. We are very, very close to announcing all of those things. Like that's, I'm actually currently looking at 75 text messages from a group that's hammering out details on when we can say and what we can say and what we can't say and all those fun things. So just know that the game will be extremely accessible. And if you're part of the flock and you don't have tickets to MVP Arena, don't ever talk to me again. I think it's pretty much where I'm at.
Just the camera system. Like I said, you guys don't know, just the look of the game with the camera systems that we're using this year. It's going to be phenomenal. So whatever streaming partner there is, Vice Sports, everything that you'll see our games on, the look of it's going to be phenomenal. So
yeah, and that's on a league presence too. Just for those of you who are really enjoying the fact that I'm admitting I don't know what the hell's going on. I've been tasked to kind of work with the league a little bit more on these kind of things. Somebody's under the assumption I understand technology better than they do, which I mean, everybody understands technology better than certain people, but keeps me employed. But no, so the amount of times that I'll be in a phone call about these new systems and the new tech that we're bringing to the AF1, and I literally have to leave the call with a notepad about this long and go, okay, what does that mean? And educate myself on it. Like we're about to take strides forward, tech wise, broadcast wise, things that I didn't even know were out there. So it's very, very good things are on the horizon as far as that goes. The Lisas want to know, are we going to have new fan jerseys? Yeah, of course. You know, if you want jerseys, we're going to have them made for you. I don't know who's going to go on the back of yours. Still going to go with the same name. All right.
You can't put Wade on the back of a 2026 jersey. He's not going to be here. You got to find another player.
Listen,
I'm going to help you out.
Listen, Adam, who is one of the hosts on the, maybe we can have that reveal on Firebirds Weekly. You're going to have the reveal that it's going to be on Coach's show. It's going to be on Flock University. Come on, Adam, don't get greedy. What are you doing? Any other questions here, from the Flock live and across the street pub besides, go. Okay. A ring of fire. So you mean like a Hall of Fame kind of deal for us? We talk about things like that a lot. We're trying to think of a new and creative way to do it. Because I can't speak for anyone but myself. The amount of times that I've been part of hanging a banner in that building and I don't know where they are anymore is a little frustrating. So I think
ouch.
Well, it's not the building's fault. It's not
for the fence today on some of this stuff, aren't you? All right.
Can I say what my title isn't anymore? Am I allowed to say that? No? Okay. All right. So I'm still an a-hole. I was hoping that wasn't my title anymore, but it is. No, it's there's a lot of I'm not blaming any one person. I could blame 6, and most of them don't live in the capital region, at least not anymore. But it's just to do this the right way. Like I don't want to immortalize somebody in a very mortal way. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be like, oh, we're going to hang all this great stuff. We're going to do numbers. We're going to do names. We're going to do all this stuff. We're going to and then, a week later we find out there's construction and that's gone, so there are things coming. When that'll happen, I can't tell you. It is being worked on though. We love everybody who contributes to this organization, this franchise, past franchises we've been a part of. And we want to make sure that they are taken care of the right way. Any other questions? Let's see. Again, another one asking about jersey reveal when it's coming up. I would say
keep watch on social media. That's
okay.
The best way we will put that out on social media. Our social media team does a great job of getting information on there for everybody to see. Watch for that, and it'll be coming up soon.
Very cool. Anything we missed, Coach, that we got to hit besides these wings?
Other than get your tickets for the first game.
Yeah.
April 11th. It's going to be special. Super excited. They're talking a whole lot on the internet. Just want to baptize them into the AF1. Super excited about that. But let's pack the house for that game. This new team, they deserve 10,000 screaming people that are there cheering them on. Let's pack this place up. Our season tickets are up this year. It's great. Just got to keep working. for us to be here for the next 20 years, we just gotta keep growing. And I'm just super excited. It's going to be a fun season. There's a lot of storylines going into this season. So, but the first things first, April 11th, let's get our tickets. Let's be there. Let's cheer loud. Let's welcome Minnesota to the greatest arena in AF1.
100%. Just to echo what you said, Coach, I know there's been teams who have told you they're here. I don't know what more this team can do to prove that they are 100% Firebirds. We are 100% committed to Albany. As a matter of fact, in league calls, they try to get me off the call because, like, no, you're the Albany guy. And I don't care. I want the league to be strong because I want the team, I want this team to play in the best league, and the AF1 will be that. But we have to play in front of the best fans, which you guys are. Don't use any excuses. If you hear someone go, I just don't trust any team anymore. If you can't trust what this team is doing, I don't know who. Like, you're not a sports fan. That's all there is to it. You just admit that you want to be locked in your house and not come out. That's the only excuse you have to not come to these games, if I'm being honest.
I mean, this group has done everything they can. Community for the team, winning. We've done everything you could ask to do to show that we're committed to be here, and we'll continue to do so. But the more that we can get our fans to reach out to all their friends and family and get them inside the arena, it's hugely important.
Absolutely. All right, that's Flock University live from the across the street pub. He is the head coach, the general manager. From what I'm hearing, the best uniform designer in all of the AF1. Coach Damon Ware, everybody. You are the best fan base out there. We love you. You are the Flock, and we love you.
Absolutely.
Across the street pub, best wings. Let's get after these things. Let's have a little love for across the street pub. I am the team president, Jeff Levack, everybody.
Wow.
Hey, told you it wasn't my title anymore. All right, everybody, thank you so much. But we cannot end a single episode of this show, Flock University, without those two simple words. 1, 2, 3. Flock you.